Summer of 06, explain to the earth what happened, and I'll explain what it was like to watch.
Well, Tina has left to go. First, she left to have a baby, and then she left for 30 Rock. And
this is how dumb show business is. Tina goes to do this show, a pilot for 30 Rock. Aaron Sorkin did a show called Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, which was an hour drama about Saturday Night Live, and none of us knew which was going to be more successful. Like, looking back, you're like, what?
I know.
30 Rock versus Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, and we were all like, I don't know. You know, maybe people do want to see a drama about
both on NBC.
Both on it, yes.
Anyway, I had my last year working with Tina, I had been made a writing supervisor. So I was not a writer on the show.
You were not, you were just a cast member. I was hired
as a cast member, and I'm very proud of the fact that during my struggles as a cast member, I did write enough things that Lorne thought I would be good at sort of running a table and
being a head writer.
I wasn't a head writer yet, but then Tina left.
And I remember Tina used to, if she couldn't rewrite her sketches, she would send them to you.
Yes, we had that last year was a really nice for me to know that she valued my opinion as a writer.
But you were sixth in terms of who she would cast.
Yes, but we had the same six. We had the same six. So we come back in the fall for SNL. We do these sort of dicking around weeks, writing commercial parodies. I don't know if they do that anymore in the same way that we used to.
I used to say it'd take 24 people 7 weeks to write 3 commercial parodies.
Insane.
It was the biggest waste of money. It was like city government waste of money.
And it proves anytime somebody says, I don't understand why SNL doesn't work all year round to like bank sketches. Doesn't work. It just doesn't. Like
really, the sketches are shitty.
Well,
they're just shittier.
But that's what I mean. Like the commercial parody, like the best commercial parodies on an SNL season are very rarely the ones that were written in late August. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just there's something immediate.
It's almost like necessity is the mother of invention.
There you go. Coin it. So they are having auditions to replace Tina. They had auditions to replace Jimmy. I had auditioned for that when that had been 3 years ago. I obviously wanted this a great deal.
Amy got it that time.
Yeah, Amy got it that time, which made all the sense in the world. And then I was auditioning for it.
Who's auditioning for it?
I won't.
Okay.
I won't remember everybody. Well, but like 7 people, 5 to 7.
And some are. I remember Sudeikis, you,
Keenan, a couple writers, maybe some people from the outside, and But beforehand, I also know I'm going to be head writer next year. I'm very proud of.
But you're performing. Your cast contract is up.
My cast contract is up, and basically I get word from my manager, which is, hey, next year you'll either get update, but if you don't get update, they'd like you to just be a writer.
So you would just be the head writer of Saturday Night Live. You would never be on the show.
I would never be on camera anymore as the head writer for SNL. And it's the only time I think to this day, have done something like this, but I said no.
Basically, they wanted, as I recall, they wanted you to sign a contract saying, I'll audition for Weekend Update, and if I don't get it, I will be head writer and I will not be on the show.
Yes.
And to which you said...
I just said no. I said, I'm not going to sign the contract till after you decide about Weekend Update.
Yes. So basically, they... not strong arm, but like they were trying to go like, hey, they were kind of holding one against the other.
Sure.
Like,
and by the way, I didn't, as evidenced by the fact that I then, as soon as I got update, I was never in another sketch. Later on, people started putting me in sort of derisively, like I'd be
as a gag, as a bit.
It would
they
be
go
a
like,
gag.
Can you imagine then like Seth,
like
some fucking
Boston,
zero
Boston
talent
Powers. I think is like the next time. Do you remember the Kings of Catchphrase Comedy?
The Kings of Catchphrase Comedy Tour is back.
I can't believe I don't, because it's
a really good sketch.
It's got a scroll, right?
With David Beef Jelly Wingfield. Beef Jelly.
It's got
it's a bunch of. It's just Kings of Cat, and I was Boston Powers. Christine Engel.
And what was your catchphrase?
like, I don't know. Do you think I'm sexy? I don't know. It was some version of Boston, Masshole and Austin Powers. Yeah. I can't believe it.
So tell me, do you want to shag now or shag later?
I see. This is why they don't put me in sketches. I
can't remember.
I can't even
they give you a catchphrase, and you can't fucking do it.
I can't even do publicity. So yeah, so I basically just, and I will say, because I mean everything.
You would have rather quit than just be head writer, because out of like not pride, but like pride.
Some pride. And also this, I meant what I said. I did think I was the 6th of that list.
Yeah.
And then if you add in, I mean, I'm sure, by the way.
Well, that's the thing. We haven't even talked about Polar, Wig,
Maya.
I mean, fucking murderers.
There is a photo on the wall of the office that I still work at on the 8th floor where we had an 11-person cast. 9 of us have hosted. Keenan's still on the show, and Daryl Hammond is the announcer. So that's the 11. That was that time. Yeah. And it's the best. I would put it up against any era.
I remember you saying that like 15 years ago. I'm kind of rolling my eyes in my head, but like...
And it was just lean and mean, and everybody could do anything. And I would always... It is one of the great benefits of being a part of a smaller cast is that Andy Samberg, a self-professed doof, has to do political impressions because you just run out of bodies. And it's fun. Like, and the audience likes it because they know everything. When the dick in a box guy is all of a sudden, Rahm Emanuel, they think that's awesome. So my point is, I didn't think I should be a cast member. I did think I should do Weekend Update with Amy. I did in my heart, in my bones. It was the one thing where I thought and by the way, I think if they'd picked other people, it would have been fine. I'm not saying it would have been any disaster, but I did think, hey, no, I get it. I have not been the best at this. That's why when I write sketches, I don't put myself in it. That's why,
guys.
And then, but I was like, the pride part was not just, I can't work here if I don't have that job. The pride was, I can't sign this piece of paper and make their decision.
Yeah. Like basically they were ready to like, and I remember my recollection is they weren't dying for you to host Update.
I think there was, some people thought I'd be better at it. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever dying for anything. Lauren is not like, I think that no one's ever like, Lauren's dying for anything or anyone. So
it's time for Paul McCartney to call him back. Yeah, but like, that's it.
Exactly.
And he did.
And he would never show it
he would
Sir Paul.
Ever.
Well, about time.
No, look who it is.
By the phone.
Look who it is, mop top.
So, yeah, and that was
So you basically had to gamble on yourself. Yeah. I remember it being like a risky... It was one of these moments in someone's life where I felt like, boy, this is a hinge moment.
Yeah.
You auditioned for Update, and you were either going to get Update or you were leaving SNL.
Yeah. I auditioned for Update. I went back to my dressing room. I put on running clothes, and I was going to go for a 10-mile run. And I ran into Central Park, and I went like 3 miles. And was like, fuck this. Because I was just like 2. I thought like I could run the stress away, and it was like it's eating me up.
And what did you?
Then I just like went back to my apartment. And I think like ordered Chinese food and just stewed.
Yeah, I remember that apartment.
I can always remember the date I found out. I was at. Do you remember there was a bar called C4? It was like on 48th. It was like catered to NBC employees. It had like a mural with like Al Roker on the wall, and I was sitting at the bar there.
Why were you up there? Because at this point you're like, I don't know if I work here anymore.
We were shooting the opening credits, and they still hadn't decided. But
and were you gonna? They were
gonna shoot me in the opening credits just in case, I guess. And then I was sitting at the bar with Shoemaker, or maybe I was sitting at the bar and Shoemaker came over and told me. But I remember the date. I can always look it up because the Steelers were playing on Monday Night Football against the.
Who can forget?
Who can forget?
It's the only time the Steelers have ever played on Monday Night Football.
Well, when you know the years, and it turned out that I was right. Like I thought like if I got that piece, things would be okay at SNL, and that was the beginning of things being
for
okay.
you.
Yeah, I got to be on Weekend Update, which was the place I always thought I'd fit best there. Get to do it with Polar, the person, and I got to be. It turned me into a really good head writer because I was absolutely then selfless about that element of the show, because there was no, I took myself out of the competition from winning or losing as a sketch player, and the better the sketches were, the better the show was, the better people thought I was doing as head writer. So it was great. It made me better at both.
Hey, did you like that? Did you like that? Yeah, did you like it though? You want more? Don't want to work? Would rather watch videos of me grab-assing with people? First of all, go up here to subscribe, and then go up here to watch more clips. This is like when the weatherman says there's a high pressure system coming in. I'm not really used to the green screen.